Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Mr. Kovalt, and in this video I'm going to go over another example problem of how you can use conversion factors to help you solve a problem. So let's get into this. So in this problem we're given an automobile and it's modified to use a mixture of 85% methanol and 50% gas by mass as a fuel, and it gets about 25.5 miles per gallon of fuel. Okay, so the question is, how many kilometers could this automobile drive on the mixed fuel if you are limited by your supply of only 20.0 liters of methanol? Okay, and then we also have here the densities of fuel, methanol, and gasoline to help us. So first thing you want to point out is, first thing you want to do in a problem like this is to pull out the information and locate and identify conversion factors. That's going to be relationships between two things, so one thing and another. And the two main ones is going to be percentage and density. So if you're given a percentage, remember that percent is out of 100. That's what percent means. Percent means out of 100, per 100. Think cent for century, 100 years. So a percent is out of 100. So 15% by mass is going to be 15 grams out of 100 grams by mass. Or 85% is going to be 85 grams out of 100 grams, so per mass. And then it doesn't really matter which unit you use, but since we're giving grams in our density, might as well use grams, okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing, density. Density is a relationship between mass and volume. So this is going to be very good for converting between volume of something and mass. So we'll have to look at these. Okay. Another thing that we're given is the speed, or the miles per, not the speed, but the miles per gallon. So that is a relationship. So they're giving us 25.5 miles per every gallon of what? Every gallon of fuel. That's going to be important to remember. So we've identified our conversion factors, our percentages, our density, and the miles per gallon. But we need the second thing we need to do is to determine what we're going to begin with and where we're going. And it's the beginning of the question is the end of our problem. So what's the question? How many kilometers? So that's where we need to go. So we need to go to kilometers. But where are we going to start? 99% of the time is the start is also going to be in the question. So if we continue reading the question, how many kilometers could this automobile drive on the mixed fuel? You are limited by, if you are limited by your supply of 20 liters, 20.0 liters of methanol. So this is what we're going to start with. So we need to start with 20.0 liters of methanol. So 20.0 liters, and I'll just write meth for methanol. So now we know where we're beginning. We know where we need to end, and we're going to use conversion factors in between. That's it. So now all I need to do is pick my conversion factors in order so that I can get from liters of methanol to kilometers. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with 20.0 liters of methanol. I'm going to just say meth for short, over 1. And I'm going to start to convert. Now I'm given a volume of methanol. I know that the mixture is 85% methanol by 15% gas by mass. So I need, in order to use that conversion factor, 85% or 15%, I need to get this into the unit that I can use, which is going to be mass. I need a mass unit. So in order to get from liters, which is volume, to mass, I'm going to have to use density. And since I have methanol here, I want to use the density of methanol. So I'm going to use the density of methanol to convert from volume to mass in grams. But I need volume in milliliters, so I need to convert this to milliliters first. Okay, so 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters, or 1 milliliter is 1/1000th of a liter. Either one works. I like to use the 1 milliliter. So 1 milliliter of methanol. Oops, I should put, notice that I caught my mistake, because notice I have the unit here, liters, and I put milliliters down there. So that's not going to cancel out. So that's not going to work. So that's why you want to always write the unit down. So that way, if you're writing units and making sure they cancel out, then you'll catch your mistake like I just did. So, I'm going to put 10 to the negative 3 liters of methanol on the bottom, because that's going to cancel out with liters of methanol on top here. And I'm going to put 1 milliliter of methanol on top. So now liters of methanol cancel out. Now I have milliliters of methanol on the top. Now I can use the density of methanol to convert to grams. So I'm going to do that now. So here I have 0.787 grams over 1 methanol. So I'm going to put methanol, milliliters of methanol on the bottom. So I have 1 milliliter of methanol on the bottom, and I'm going to put the 0.787 on top. 0.787 grams of methanol on top. Now the milliliters cancel out, and now I have mass, grams, and methanol. Excellent. Now I can convert this using one of the percentages, right? So this is 85% methanol, which is going to be grams of methanol per 100 grams of fuel, right? So since I have methanol here, I'm not going to use the 15% gasoline. I'm going to use the 85% methanol, because that's going to help me convert to grams of fuel. I want grams of fuel because they're asking me, they're telling me that 25.5 miles per gallon of fuel. So in order to use that, I need to convert to fuel. Okay, so now I'm going to set up using the 85% methanol. So that's 85 grams per 100 grams of fuel. So since I have grams of meth on top, I'm going to put the 85 grams of meth on the bottom and 100 grams of fuel on top. Because remember, the percentage is 85%, or 85 out of 100. 85 grams out of 100 grams, or 85 grams of methanol out of 100 grams of fuel. So the grams of methanol cancel out now. So now I have grams of fuel. So now that I have grams of fuel, I can now get that back to a unit of volume, right? Why do I need this now in a unit of volume? In order to convert to miles. But gallon is a volume unit. This is grams. That's a mass unit. So I need to convert to volume. And I'm going to do that by using the density of fuel. So now I have the density of fuel here, 0.775. So I'm going to put the grams on the bottom. So the 0.775 grams goes on the bottom. 0.775 grams of methanol. And then on the top, 1 milliliter of methanol on top. Oops, not methanol, sorry, fuel, because we converted to fuel. So we're talking about fuel now. So again, I always write the substance down because that helps me prevent me from making a mistake of writing fuel and methanol. So we're dealing with fuel here. So fuel, grams of fuel to methanol, milliliters of fuel. Okay, so grams of fuel are going to cancel out. And now I have milliliters of fuel, which is a volume unit. Now I need to get to gallons. Now, how you get to gallons depends on what conversion factors you use. Again, it doesn't matter what conversion factors you use, as long as you use the right ones in the right order and you get to the unit you want, gallons. So what am I going to use? I am going to use liters. I'm going to convert this to liters and then go to gallons. So milliliters to liters. So we're going to use the same conversion we used here. I'm going to write it down here. I'm going to continue down here. So I have milliliters of fuel on the bottom. So again, 1 milliliter of fuel is equal to 10 to the negative 3 liters of fuel. So on the bottom, I'm going to put 1 milliliter of fuel. On the top, I'm going to put 10 to the negative 3 liters of fuel. So milliliters of fuel cancels out. Now I have liters of fuel. I can convert that to gallons using a relationship between liters and gallons. And that is 1 gallon is 3.7854. So 1 gallon is 3.78541. Let me double check that. 3.78541. So this is gallon or liters, and that's equal to 1 gallon. And this is fuel and fuel. So liters of fuel cancel out. And now I have gallons of fuel on the top. Now I can use the 25.5 miles per gallon to convert to gallons, or to convert that to miles that's traveled. So since I have gallons of fuel on the top, I'm going to put gallons on the bottom. So this is per 1 gallon. So 1 gallon of fuel on the bottom, and then the 25.5 miles on top. 25.5 miles on top. So gallons of fuel cancel out. Now I have miles, and now I can go to kilometers, which is what they want. So I need a relationship between miles and kilometers. So then I have 1 mile is 1.609. So 1 mile is on the bottom. And on the top, I have 1.609. Probably that's all you need. 34 kilometers. Miles cancel out. Now we have kilometers. Guess what? They are asking for kilometers. That's my goal. I'm done. As soon as you get the unit you want on top, you're done with conversion factors. And so now at this point, all you need to do is multiply by everything on the top and divide by everything on the bottom to get your answer. And when you do that, you should get, let's see, 259 kilometers. 259 kilometers. And you want to check sig figs here. So remember, because you're multiplying and dividing according to the rule, your answer should have the same number of sig figs as the measurement with the least number of sig figs. So here we have 3 sig figs. This is exact, so we can ignore. Here we have 3 sig figs. This is, did I write that right? Let me double check this. Right, I forgot a 0. So this is actually 85.0%, and this is 15.0%. So that's important because I could have made the mistake and thought that I had 2 sig figs there. So this should actually be 85.0. So that's 3 sig figs there, 3 sig figs here. This is exact. Here I have 6 sig figs. Here's 3 sig figs. Here I have 6 sig figs. So the least number is 3. So that means my answer should have 3 sig figs. So this is rounded to 3 sig figs. And so that's how you get your answer for this problem. I hope this is helpful. If you enjoyed this video, if this helped you in any way, then please, by all means, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell, hit the like button also. When you hit the notification bell, before you do that, subscribe to my channel, right? Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. When you do that, make sure you click all so you'll be notified by all the videos I put out. And finally, put a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Ask me questions. I would love to hear from you. If you have a topic you want me to cover, put that down below. If you have a problem or a question you need help with, put that down below. I would love to help you with that. Thanks for joining me and have a great day.